I had this very, very vivid dream. Out of the flame, this feminine figure arose, and then as she got closer to me, I realized it was me. And I smirked at myself and gave myself this look of like, I know something you don't know. I just looked unburnt, unbothered, unabashed. And then I woke up and was like, whoa, that was trippy. So who's Vixen Temple? I said, I look at her as this like witch that comes from this matriarchal world who's been sent to earth to burn the patriarchy. Performance artist, sex witch, sex work activist, sex worker, writer, drag queen, drag king, burlesque. She's a warrior. $20 for a door charge? That's a bit steep, don't you think? I'm just after a beer. You're all right then, you've twisted me arm. Hello, love. What's your name?
Lydia.
Yeah, and I'm Batman. My name's Bruce. So what's your real name?
Never heard that one before.
Would you like a lap dance, Bruce?
Oh, I suppose I've got to pay for that. All right, look, you've twisted me arm. You're a dancer, huh? So what do you do for work?
Oh, I'm just doing this to support myself through uni.
Well, graduated 5 years ago, but they never seemed to want to believe that I might actually like my job.
I'm what they call a contractor. You see, a contractor is someone that provides a service in exchange for money. You know what, I don't want to confuse your pretty little head about it.
Wow, sounds impressive.
Over already? Was that it?
Would you like to tip me as an extra thank you?
Money, money, money with you lot. You know what? I'm feeling generous.
Thank you so much.
Real good Samaritan, that guy. So generous, I could almost forgive him for his breath.
Albie, hi.
I did a lot of plays growing up. I was a theatre kid, and my nana always told me, I'm making a scrapbook for you that I'll give you on your 21st birthday. Technically, the first plays I started doing was in primary school when I played an angel in a nativity play. Ugh. I was looking through it like, oh my God, this is my whole life in a book. She was like, yes, and there's pages left over. You can keep putting because you're going to, be in more plays, and one day when you're in a movie, you can blah, blah, blah.
So in 2020, I debuted Bruce, the strip club customer, as a comedic sketch, which ended up being the Just a Tip script one day. I come out dressed as all of the clientele, and I interact with the audience, positioning them as the stripper so that they know what it's like for us, and sort of puts them in the stripper's shoes and sort of makes them feel like, oh God, I do that to strippers, maybe I shouldn't because it's really gross and annoying.
So I started sex work, it was in my final year of uni, and I remember at the time thinking, this is just going to be something I do until I figure out what to do next. I mean, I'm getting paid to perform. And it was a few months into my job stripping that I realized, oh, this could be a career. I think sex work works for me, one, because I'm disabled. I've got celiac disease, ADHD. I struggle to hold down a 9-to-5 job. So to be an independent contractor who can choose my own hours, there's no limit to my earning potential. I find it very accessible. Yes, sex is a big part of it, but it's really touch, it's really intimacy. A lot of my bookings, it's just someone wanting to be held and to feel their heart beating, and I think that's really beautiful. I think there shouldn't be shame in that. I really had no idea when I started writing about sex work that I would become an activist. It wasn't my intention. And to suddenly have, I was having all of these media outlets reach out to me and say, oh, we want to interview you about sex work. And they were describing me as a sex work activist. And I was like, oh, is that what I'm doing? I'm a sex work activist. I want to show my face to show that I'm a human being with a beating heart, with blood pumping in my veins. I just happen to be a sex worker. Being an activist for the past few years has been there's been times it's been so rewarding, and there's been times I've wanted to throw in the towel. I get a lot of, you're a misandrist, you're a man-hater, fucking dumb whore, really horrible stuff like that. Like, I don't think they realize that it's contributing to a lot of violence. So when I saw 19 Fired Up Stilettos, I thought something's happening now. Shit's gonna change. Things are moving. There's action now.
Okay, let's go protest at Parliament.
So at the start of the year, Calendar Girls fired 19 of their dancers because they brought in this new contract that had these really absurd fines. They were increasing the cut of how much they were taking from the dancers. So 19 strippers signed this, essentially like a petition just asking to have a contract negotiation, and they were all fired. And so 19 Fired Up Stilettos started this movement called 19 Fired Up Stilettos, and we are now a strippers collective that are just trying to advocate for safe working conditions for independent contractors. And so when they asked me to join them, it was like, yes, please, please let me have people to talk about this. Please don't let me be alone anymore. I don't want to be alone doing this, and I'm not anymore. I'm so grateful.
I work around naked strippers and I don't grope and grab and violate them because from a young age I was taught don't touch things that don't belong to you.
I grew up in quite a matriarchal family. My nana lived in the house over the road from me, my mum and my siblings. So her presence was always there. Growing up, I could really let my emotions guide me. And then in the real world, I feel like I get looked down on for having such strong, intense emotions, and I'm quite embarrassed to cry in front of people. Whereas I grew up in a home where crying was kind of celebrated and encouraged. I'd have fights with my mum, we'd have screaming matches, and then we'd make up after, oh, I love you so much. Oh. This is a miniature scrapbook that my mum made me. It cracks me up so much because some of these photos were on my OnlyFans. They weren't like on my OnlyFans, like they were from OnlyFans shoots, and I'm looking through and I'm like, oh my God, my mum put my porn in there, that's awesome. My nana was a very glamorous woman. She'd never leave the house without having her hair done, and she'd have her makeup all lovely. And I remember growing up, she used to sit with her hair rollers and, a big, massive hair dryer, and I thought she was an alien because it looked like this massive alien, like, mothership. And I'd say to people like, oh, Nana's gonna go plug herself into the mothership to talk to her aliens. And I just accepted that as normal. Sure. Nana's an alien, therefore we must be aliens, and I feel like an alien a lot, to be honest. I guess it's just the life of an autistic person. The night she passed away, actually, a friend of mine came to visit me. We were sitting by my bed smoking a joint, so we had my window open, and I remember saying out loud, like, all right, Nana, the window's open if you want to come in and, communicate. I'd lit a candle by my altar for her and written her a letter. And I was sitting there talking to my friend who suddenly turned to me and said, "You're so beautiful," just randomly. And I was like, "Why did you say that?" And they were like, "I don't know, I just felt the need to say that." And then I remembered that when my mum had called me that day to say, Nana's died, I'm going to put the phone by her ear, you can say a message to her. All I kept saying was just, "You're so beautiful." Because she was so glamorous and so, like, beautiful, and I just kept saying, "Nana, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful." And so I think my friend, who's very spiritual too, I think my Nana whispered into my friend's ear to tell her I got that message. When I was on the news this year, my mum said that my granddad texted, and I was like, oh my God, my granddad knows I'm a whore. So I texted my granddad saying, "Hey, granddad, because mum said that he was proud." I said, "Oh, granddad, I really appreciate that you're proud of me." And he said, "Oh, absolutely. You've always been a really strong public speaker, and your Nana would be proud of you too." And I was in Auckland when that happened, attending an NZPC hui, and I bawled my eyes out in my hotel room. I don't know what justice looks like in Aotearoa, but I do know that because of my line of work, I'm deemed not worthy of receiving it. I remember that day when I spoke at Parliament, walking in there with fired up stilettos and thinking that I'm here right now in Parliament as a stripper to talk about strippers and stripper rights and justice for strippers. And I remember getting off, I'd just given my speech and I sat down and I thought I have influence. People listen to me. People care about what I have to say. That's powerful. There's so much mana in that I came home that night and really just thought I am that version that I saw in that vision. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes or the HYDRA, you cut off my head, I just keep coming back.